Good evening, everybody. It is August the 7th. Welcome to the class tonight. You are going to need a body towel and a pair of weights. Now, if you have two pair of weights and you want to lift heavy on the first thing and lighter on the rest of them, you're welcome to do that. You also need a chair, and you need your chair pushed up against a wall or something so that it will not move. So a wall or against another heavier piece of furniture. We just don't want the chair sliding out from under you while we're using it. We're going to be doing all kinds of things. We're actually going to go to the floor at one point, but we're going to have levels so that you can figure out what you need to do, and you'll have time to do stuff in between those levels as well. All right, let's pick up our body towel, and we will get started with the first song. All right, let's start by doing some heel raises here. We want to get our quads awake. And as we're doing our little side to side, just let your arms go long, and they're just naturally going to go from side to side. Okay, you're not really forcing them. Widen your stance as you're doing this. And start bringing that foot to the other side and adding a little swing to those arms. Good. Take that time to get your balance and then swing it back over. Excellent. Way up. Way up. Three, two, one. And let's go to a little march. So we just need to find our pattern here. Arms up. Now, while you got your feet going, just turn as far as you can. And come back to center. And the other side. Come back to center. Let's do it again. Just turn as far as you can go. Nice long arms. Come back. One more time. Come back to center. Let's walk it down into a little bit of a hinge. And just go right into a heel march. And up. And down. And up. And down. Two more. Go ahead and just bring this overhead. Stretch it. And forward. And back. And forward. One more. And let's just go ahead and put this to the side. A little more cardio. Now relax your shoulders. What we're going to do, we're going to march into an open position. Keep our heel march going as we go down into a hip hinge and come back up. March our feet back to closed position. And then we'll change up some things from there. Let's begin. So you march it out. Go to heel march as you take your hips down. And then bring it back up. Bring it back in. That's our pattern. Out, down, and up. You got to keep those feet moving a little bit and bring it back in. Let's do it again. It's a nice, gentle way of just kind of keeping everything moving, putting them together. Again. And in. Let's do one more before we change it up. Stay right here with the heel march and just march down into your hips nice and slow. Get to that midway low point. Your back is in good position. And you're just doing the heel march, moving a little side to side. Plant your heels and pulse. Good. Go back to your heel march, which is going to be that little side-to-side movement. If you need to come up a little bit, totally okay. All right, go ahead and march yourself up and march it in. Go to heel up. Giving ourselves just a little break before we go back into another round. And right back here in the middle. Okay, out, down, up, and in. There's no specific count for this. Take your time, go down as low as you want, and then come back up and in. We'll probably get 4 good ones in. Last one. Pick up your weights. Now we're going to do a gentle version of our shake it off push, which means you're pushing up. So start with your fingers laced if you can. If your weights are too big, but you want your hands together, and we'll go up. So just gently here and down and up, 2, 3, 4, and down. Now that you know where we're going, you can push a little more. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that set again. And down, and up, and down. Come to center, roll your shoulders just a moment. This time we're going to do it with our weights apart. So you have 2 free roaming weights, doing the same pattern. Squeeze your shoulders, bring it in, with some tension. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. One more time. 2, and 2, and 2, and 2, and done. All right. You'll need your chair and your towel for this one. We're going to do forward chair lunges, right? So up to your chair, take a step back, figure out where to put your foot, and bend into your lunge enough to stretch that back leg, heel down. We're going to stretch first, and then switch it out. Stretching the legs. Now remember, the further away you are, the more control you have over that front knee bend, especially if you've got shoes on. It's a lot helpful. All right. Now we're going to do the lunge a little more quickly and add a little bit of towel raise as we go. So that's what we're working on. You get to time it and work on your own balance. Don't try to keep up with me. Everybody's going to have a set, step, and rhyme and reason of their own. Now remember, if you're doing this, you don't have to use the towel. You can put the towel down and just bring the arms up. I like using the towel. It helps you take your arms a little further back with a lot more control. Let's do 2 more. All right. Now I have to adjust my chair. I'm going to put it so that I can make a sideways turn. So what we'll do is the leg that goes up, So if your left leg goes up, you're going to turn and run down that left leg. If the right leg comes up, you go here. Again, nice and slow at your pace, because I want you to be able to hit the lunge, make the arm movement. Good. Take it as slow as you need to have your success. Take a step off. This time you're going to go to the opposite side. So if your right leg goes up, you're going to come to the side that's not that leg. So instead of doing same, you go the opposite way. Good. Let's just go back to overhead. Good. And we're going to go ahead and put our towel down wherever you need to put it. All right. We're going to go into 3 position planks. We're going to start with a wall plank. And the reason why we're going to start there is because we want to start high and then decline and then decline. All right. So first things first, arms length away from the wall that you're going to be on. And then you want to take your feet out further so that you're walking yourself into your angle. And then you're going to bend your elbows just slightly to help your core engage. And we're going to hold this position for 10 seconds. Ready? Bend and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring a foot in for just a moment. Shake your hands out if you need to. When it comes to the wall, you either do flat hands or strong wrists. I like to do strong wrists because I have wrist issues when I go flat hands. Reposition. Bend those elbows slightly. And we begin our 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend one foot. Shake those hands out. All right, let's reset for the next one. Feet, slight bend in the elbows, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press off. Shake your hands out. We're going to use the chair next. And you can do long arms or you can go to folded elbows depending on what your arms can do. So pick your position. I'm going to do long arms first. Get your feet behind you and make sure your shoulders are over your arms. And we'll begin our count for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in and come up. Shake your hands out. All right, reset. Feet back. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your foot in. Come up. Shake out your hands. I'm going to do the low one this time on my elbows. So we got one more round at this inclination. Take your feet back. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up. Take it out. And I'm going to stop the song. At this point, we're going to go to the floor. And I want you to start at the floor with your knees bent, okay? You can either do the long arms, however you want to brace with flat hands or strong wrists, or you can do the shoulder version. Make sure your arms are like this with your shoulders over your elbows, never in Superman position, always squared up here. So we're going to go down to the floor. We're going to do 3 of these real quick, 10 seconds each. We'll just relax on our knees when it comes down to it. So come down, get in your hands into position, take one leg back, and then you're just going to kick up into it and settle in. Ready? And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down, sit back. Now, if this puts pressure on your back in a way that you don't like, you can always do it from the knee position, which I will do this next time. And that does not mean that, it just simply means you're accommodating your back so you don't hurt yourself, okay? And I have this issue every once in a while. So I'm going to do long arms, strong wrists. I'm going to have my knees. I'm just going to roll my rear end into the hold position and lift my feet. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down and roll it back. And then there's one more position I'm going to do. You continue to do the one that works for you. I'm going to go to elbow position. So let's roll it forward down to one arm. Elbow and toes is where I'm going. I'm going to get my toe under me, kick it up, and then drop my rear end to position. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Take your time getting up. Dun, dun, dun. And shake it out. All right, I'm going to let the song continue. Everybody grab a drink. All right. Grab your weights. We're going to go to tippy toes. All right. Up on your toes. And it's a little bit of a march. So the calves are going to get a workout here. And we're going to take our weights to position and simply hold them there while we continue to move underneath that. So slight bend, front arm raised just below shoulders. You can feel with yourself up on those tiptoes how your core is trying to hold everything steady. All we're going to do is turn our hands over. And so you can feel how your core adjusts to every single movement. Take it out to the side. And you can move forward and backward as long as you're taking the marching steps. Turn your hands over. So you have to adjust. At shoulders or just a lower. Good. Nice job, you guys. Fold it in and bring it to 90. Right here. High position. Open hands. Hold the palms. Hold your arms as steady as possible. Open them out. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Now, we're going to bring them down. Turn it so the pie is facing behind you and lift. There you go. Just got to press behind. And let's just roll it down slowly. Come back to our front arm raise. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go right into your heel lifts. Roll your shoulders. All right. We're going to go into reverse lunges with our towel on the floor. No chairs involved in this one. Okay. So step back, press your heel to the floor, stretch your calf. So we just did a whole bunch of calf work. Now we're going to step back, that toe heel stretch. Take as deep a step as you can and really get that heel to press to the floor. You got to make use of this. Nice. Okay. We're going to start coming up shoulder high. Once you've done about 4 of those, you can go higher. About head high. Do about 4 of those. Keeping your upper body up. Remember, you're not leaning into it. Now go as high as you can. Now, we're going to keep the arms where they are, but we're going to begin taking our foot slowly behind the other foot. So we're slowly going into curtsy lunge territory. All right. Good. Again, focusing on getting that heel to press to the floor. Getting a good calf stretch there, guys. Almost done with this. Go ahead and put your body towel down. And let's just go into our curtsy lunge with arm movement. Again, still focus on that toe and heel movement. You want to get that stretch in there, if nothing else. However you want to move your arms. Singles, doubles. All right. And shake it out. All right, I'm going to grab myself some water. We're going to go back to the chair. And we're going to do reverse lunges at the chair. Now, if you want optimal support, if you can do it where you've got 2 walls against 1 wall and a second wall that you can put your hand on, or a second chair that you can put beside you just to help you keep your balance, that's great. Couple of things, and I'm going to use my wall because I'm showing you stuff. The closer you are to the chair, the more likely you are to let your foot really kind of hold you in place. So when you're this close, you need to focus on letting the hip go back. So your knees are you're practically doing a hip hinge because your knees are relatively close together. You're hinging back, okay? So it's more of a hinge lunge. The further out you are, you're going to focus on letting that back knee drop, and the front, again, the hip's going to go back, and you kind of have to figure out what you're going to do with your foot and do just enough here that this is working, but this back knee is also bending. So you will work your way into either one of those because we're still working the same group. How hard you're working it for you depends on what you can do in this position. All right. So set yourself up for success. If you need that extra touch point, give yourself the touch point so that you're not worried about trying to balance while you're trying to hold good position. We get caught up on, well, can I do it freehand? Well, yeah, that's great, but we got to learn how to do it well first. Okay. All right. If everybody's ready, I'm going to set the song to running, and we will go from there. Which one okay, Losing My Mind, I think, is the next one. That's an apropos name, don't you think? So once you get into that position, give yourself about 8 little bobbles or whatever, and then switch. But don't make it fast, make it good. All right? And you can always change how you're doing it every round. So how you have your foot, how you do your knee, your proximity can change every single time. So if you want to go longer, you can go longer. If I can find my chair. And if you want to do a closer version, where it's more of the hinge, make sure your hips are square. So there's a lot of freedom here for you to modify this, make it something that works for you. All right. Good. Okay, we have time for 2 more rounds of 8, 1 on each leg. And 1 more round. And then you step off and you begin to shake out. Woo. Good job, you guys. We get to sit down next, so reorient your chair. Actually, we can sit down and do this, or we can stand and do this. Let's do the standing version. So if you have a lighter set of weights, let's use those, or you can even use your body towel. No, go with your lighter set of weights. We're going to be doing this next one on a timer. So you want to get your feet nice and set. We're going to start with our arms overhead, and we're going to do our tick-tock motion, our metronome motion. So remember, it's not your arms waving. It's your arms planted, and you're leaning. You're doing that very slight movement. So it's your body moving and not your arms moving. That's the biggest takeaway there. We're going to do overhead. Then we're going to come to go posts. So we'll be doing like this. Then we'll be at W. Then we'll be at 90 degrees. Then we'll be at waist where our elbows are up. And then we'll go long. So everything is going to be moving down. And we're going to start at the hardest part, end at the easier part, and then we'll go right into our cool down. So go ahead and get your weights. Get yourself steady. Let me manage the technology here. We have the technology. We can rebuild it. Okay. Let that finish. 5-second countdown. And just a little tick-tock here. It's a very small move. And make sure you're breathing. You're not holding your breath. And your weights can touch if you need that help. Go down to go post, which is here. Now, the biggest thing is you really want to move your arms. Your arms have got to stay right in that position and let your core, your body do that work. If the weights get too much, you can always put them down for a round. We're going to slide right down into the W. So this is more like you're trying to put your elbow into your hip. So again, it's still shoulders in line with hips. Good. Breathe in. So much breathing. We're going to go to our 90 degrees. So arms are forward, elbows are tucked tightly. Again, Trying to take the elbow to the pocket this time. How big your body movement is entirely up to you. What kind of core control do you have? How does your back feel? This time you're going to bring the weights to your waist. You can literally let them touch right here. We're going to take them to long with short movement. Ready? All right, put these guys to the side and come back to center. Go wide. All right, we're gonna sit back into our hip hinge. So we're gonna roll that belly button forward. Start with that. Start with rolling your belly button forward. Your hips are going back and you kind of felt that release in your lumbar because you bananaed that spine forward. Felt good. All right, just gently roll down till you feel your hamstrings, and we'll stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your good posture. Take a breath up. And let's take it down so our elbows are on our thighs, at our knees. And we're going to hang out here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take our left hand to our right foot. So just push over in that hip, reach down, straighten the other leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just ease it back to center. Take your right hand to your left foot and straighten that right leg and hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Lift your chin and begin that slow roll up. You can brace as you need to. Hip hula. Hit those 4 points nice and slow. Easy on that low spine. And let's go the other way. Good deal. All right, heel toe walk in. All right, we're going to do a bend over stretch and be mindful of your back because I'm going to let you stretch any way you want to. You can bend your knees. I encourage it. We're just going to bend over and try to touch our toes, but go nice and slow. Take those hips out behind you. Let your arms hang and then stop when you need to and give yourself a 5-second count and a little breath. And then let yourself go forward a little bit more. And then stop. Give yourself a count and a little breath. And go forward a little bit more. And then stop. Give yourself a count. And then hands above your knees. Drop your hips. Chin up. Roll it up nice and slow so you can let all the blood come back to where it needs to go. I'm going to play that again. And we are going to finish our stretch. Go back to our wide stance. Let's tuck elbow into the hip here and bring this arm over. Touch top of your head and turn and look up at the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, keep this position and turn and look down. Press that elbow back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big wave as we come up so that you can stretch that arm out. And we're going to tuck that elbow. Bring this hand up. Touch your thumb to your head and look up at the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn and look at the floor, taking the elbow back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big wave as you come up. All right, let's roll our shoulders back and take the hands very gently with the fingers and just lift and squeeze the shoulder blades just right there. Doesn't have to be big. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raise your hands up so that they're about mid-back and let your shoulders come forward. And you're going to drop your chin towards your chest. And you're going to hold that there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe your head up. Let your arms extend down. Bring them forward, cross and clasp. So you're trying to bring your shoulders together. Again, pull your neck back into that little yoke you made and hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath up and just let your shoulders come out and breathe them down. Breathe your shoulders up. Exhale them back. Take a breath. Exhale them down. Breathe them forward. Exhale them back. Breathe them up. And exhale them forward. And push them down and relax. Make sure your head is still working like it should. You guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight. We'll catch you on the flip side.